This is the only netherite set in this Minecraft world, but it's been missing for over a year. It was made and hidden away in a grand treasure hunt by Code Neon, a player known as the Historian. A curious title for a Minecraft player, but he's not the only one. For instance, a world like 2b2t, the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft, has several historians, and there's a good reason why the history of a place like 2b2t gets recorded. It has stories worth remembering. And this world, UHC Generations, has a really unique story of its own. It's not even about the fact that food doesn't heal you and you only get one life, making it one of the most dangerous Minecraft worlds out there. The thing that really sets this world apart is that it's played in single player, but every time a player dies, they choose a successor and send the world to them. And every player that has had it has added builds, stories, mysteries, and puzzles for future players to find, many of which have never been seen in a video. I've had the world for 2 months now, and I'm on a mission to hunt down its biggest secret, the Vengeance of Generations. It's the first, and to this day, the only set of maxed out netherite gear in this world, and Neon is the only player to have ever seen it. His puzzle has already kept me busy for a good 20 hours, and I'll catch you up on the progress in a minute. But I can't continue my quest for the Vengeance right away. The problem with doing that is actually pretty obvious. If I go around solving all the puzzles of the past, I'll rob future generations of adventures just like the one I'm on right now. So I'm going to start adding some mysteries of my own to the world. And they all start right here, at the edge of UHC Generations' holy grounds, the Fields of Regeneration. While I built my first big structure in this world, let me tell you a little bit about its history. There have been 5 generations before me. The first was Flaming Moai, who came up with the concept of this world. In Moai's time, survival was a real struggle. He survived mostly of mining in the Badlands for golden apples, until he discovered the regen soup made with oxide daisies. To this day, it's a healing staple. I've actually eaten this many of them myself. They heal only 1 heart nowadays after a nerf in a recent version, but mushrooms and daisies are stackable and easy to obtain, so it's a lot of healing for just 4 inventory slots. That's why Moai's fields are legendary, and it's an honor to build there. After Moai died to that Vex, Quilby got the world. He made Founder's Town a safe place and added his bee house over the fields. Quill passed the world down to Leon, the industrialist, who created Industry Park and made it easier for future generations to survive past the early game. Leon's time ended when he jumped off the Founder's Town tower because he felt the will of the world told him that it was time for a new generation. So he gave it to Code Neon, who's known as the Historian. He built the Museum of Generations, where the history, journals, and rare artifacts of the past are stored and recorded. And Legundo put UHC Generations on the map, literally, by building up Canvas Bay and the beacon towers to mark what he believed to be the edges of the explored world at that time. And then, there's me, of course. I'm pretty new here, but I've probably walked the furthest out of anyone, since Legundo made me start 100,000 blocks away from Founder's Town. But walking is a thing of the past now. Last episode, I changed this world forever by making my way to the end and getting my elytra, making me the first person to ever fly in this world. And that's why I built this place. It's called Zarathustra's Keep, and it's made as a place to think. A place of reflection in the mountains beyond the fields. And as I sat there thinking, I realized that ever since I got my elytra, the world feels very different. Last episode, I discovered the Northwest Tower, which Legundo labeled as the furthest anyone had ever traveled in a direction. But it's less than 2 minutes of flight time away from spawn for me. These wings give me the power to oversee all the lives of everyone who has come before me in a matter of minutes. And I wonder if that power is too much. Power does crazy things to people after all. And it's important to consider that UHCG is not a normal Minecraft world. So I think things should work differently here. And elytra is an absolute game changer, and I'm not simply going to leave them in Founder's Town for all the generations that come after me. I have a plan, and these guys can help me with it. I just have to get them to the keep. Once I got the villagers to the keep, I rolled their trades until they had the books I wanted, which only left the issue of getting them upstairs. But I do have a hole in the ceiling here, and I have high hopes. We're just gonna try. We're gonna see if this works. Okay, not gonna lie, that worked way better than I expected. So we do it once more. Okay, so this is gonna be a really important place, but I have a heap of decorating to do. Here we are. Now, the Hall of Wings is a special place. It's a place that probably doesn't exist in any other world. But I think in this world, flying is really, really, really powerful. So I don't think everybody should just have it. I'm gonna make elytras that are just a little bit different. I'll be leaving some quest books here for future generations to find these elytras, with curse of binding, vanishing, or both. But in return for the difficult decision of whether they want to use them, I'll build one more thing which can only aid their adventures. Now, over here, I've been smelting up a lot of netherrack, and somewhere close, I've built a better netherwort farm. And those are the two things that I need for the next thing I gotta build. Because once you take away flight power for everyone, you better give them something in return. Right, so here we are. I don't have a ton of shulker boxes, so I might have to run back and forth a couple times. But I think I have all the resources to build up the railway station. Let's get cooking. I've recorded the majority of the railway station, but there's one thing I need before I can finish it up. And for that, we need to be in the overworld. This is where I gotta be. I just have to make sure that it doesn't escape. What doesn't escape? Well, you're about to see. Now we're gonna place this here, and I have to be back in exactly 20 minutes. I tracked the time pretty well, I think. Yeah, this guy looks fairly happy. We should be good to go here. There we go. Okay, awesome. Alright, I'm done with the nether hub. We have all the future ice tracks and the functioning ice tracks up here. This goes down into lower nether. This goes to Founders Town. Here we have labels of all the tracks on the upper level. And here we have labels of the portals on the lower level. Now that just leaves one thing to do. This guy needs a name. He's going to be watching over the ghastly railway station. And that means that I am finally ready to get back on my quest.
Oh yes, the quest. Remember, Loony had made it his mission to find the vengeance of generations. He had followed Neon's riddles to the nether roof through a portal high up in the sky. A new series of puzzles then sent him running to a secret vault under the museum and the bee above Stinger Cave, where he recovered the vengeance token at sunset. Not knowing what to do, Loony searched the hidden archives, and so Neon's coordinate compendium led him to the ancient city, where he sneaked past the warden guarding it to find the map. Loony had everything he needed. He just didn't know it yet.
Last time we left off here with a vengeance token and a map, and I think my comment section solved the token. It feels a bit scary because I only have one, but I'm gonna take this vengeance token and I'm gonna throw it in the wishing well in Stinger Cave. Here goes nothing. Silence by Code Neon. The end is near. Just 2 more steps. Find the chest where I got the silent smithing template used for the gear. That's what I already did. 2 more steps. The map is the final clue. Oh my goodness. Now if we remember the words that Code Neon said in his challenge, it isn't easy and it isn't safe. I better gear up before I go to those coordinates. Okay, this should absolutely do it. I'm gonna buy some carrots in Oasis Town, and then I'm ready to go. 4,319, negative 1185. That way. There I went, on my way to the vengeance of generations. According to Josh's book, this was the final stretch. 2 more steps to go, one of which I had already cleared. So I was hoping I was gonna see that screenshot that he showed in his video. I'm less than 1,000 blocks away. I can't just yet see myself on this map though. We are seeing a jungle, and that's where I think we should be. 4319, 1185 is right around. Oh! I just appeared on the map. Wait, it's here. Oh my god. I think I just gotta be in here. This was the most exciting moment in my UHC Generations adventure yet. I'd seen this place more than 400 real-life days ago in Code Neon's video, and now I was here, in person, the first person to ever explore it. Watch for cracked bricks in the walls, they contain secrets. Be wary, there may be traps ahead. Yo. Dude, it's an actual dungeon. Dude, that's a diamond sword? What? Oh my god. This man. I decided to save the diamond swords and everything else I found because of their historic value. And I continued exploring the dungeon. Should we eat it? Would it be a dumb one? That made me smile. The soup is so good. Oxide Daisy based regeneration soup is a staple of this series, so the fact that Code Neon hid it in his dungeon struck a chord with me. Whoa, I don't use those, but that's kind of a big prize. I feel like I missed a turn. Did I remember to look for cracked bricks? After a while, I felt like I had seen every room and collected every treasure. Did I miss something? So I started double checking every passage. Until about 10 minutes later, I found the one cracked brick I had overlooked. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. You did it. You don't understand how happy I am that you are actually reading this. You can go back to my earliest conversation with Leon about him offering me this world, and the thing I said to him is I want to create a treasure hunt. At first I asked myself, how can I make items unique enough to be a worthy treasure for the effort of completing the hunt? My first plan, as bad of a choice as it was to sacrifice max health points in exchange for one-of-a-kind buffed items via cheats. But as I got into the world, I realized everything that makes this world special is the story it tells. The greatest treasure this world can offer is our shared adventure. I'm writing this just days after my time ended. It wasn't the ending I wanted, and this treasure hunt is not what I planned. But despite everything, I'd like to think you being here means I completed the one real goal I had. I made an adventure for you, and a story that is meaningful to me. Thank you for coming here. I hope you had fun. That's why I made it. Let me count myself by that corny title one last time. Code Neon. The historian. So here we are at the next chapter of the Vengeance story. There's a ladder leading out here. That's crazy. This has been my biggest goal in UHCG so far, but now my time really begins. Let's take it for a spin.
claimed the greatest treasure this world had to offer, the vengeance of generations, the single most powerful set of gear this world had ever seen. But what was the price he paid for it? His ancestors had meticulously crafted adventures just for him, but Loony had already found his way around them, choosing the way of brute force on more than one occasion. When searching for the vengeance, he had found the key before the lock, and he had skipped past the final gateway entirely. Those were his decisions to make, of course. This is his world after all. But now, Loony had the full power of the vengeance of generations at his disposal, and he took that power to a place that most would fear. These ancient structures are referred to as the trial chambers. They are meant to put the bravest survivors to the test. But to Loony, this was no trial. He spent 14 hours in there and never flinched even once. 138 vaults later, he came out richer than anyone in this world had ever been throughout history. But still, he was not satisfied. Loony's dreams were already getting bigger. He was looking beyond, to a power so vast that it's hard to comprehend. Now, power of that magnitude isn't so easily controlled, of course, and it remained to be seen whether Loony would manage it. But he had found the perfect place to execute his grand plan. And so he lived to die another day.